The story of Prophet Isaac, known as Ishaq in Islam, is a key narrative in both the Abrahamic faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. He was the second son of Prophet Abraham, and the father of Jacob, Yaqub. Here's an overview of his story from both the Bible and Islamic traditions. Isaac's birth is a miracle. Abraham's wife, Sarah, was barren and very old, but God promised Abraham that he would have a son with Sarah. This was despite Abraham already having a son, Ishmael, through Hagar, Sarah's servant. When Abraham was 100 years old and Sarah was 90, Isaac was born, fulfilling God's promise. One of the most dramatic stories involving Isaac is the binding of Isaac, known as the Akedah in Hebrew. God tested Abraham's faith by commanding him to sacrifice Isaac as a burnt offering. Abraham prepared to obey, but at the last moment an angel stopped him and a ram was provided as a substitute for the sacrifice. This event is seen as a test of Abraham's loyalty to God. When Isaac grew up, Abraham sent his servant to find a wife for Isaac from his relatives in Mesopotamia. The servant found Rebekah, who agreed to marry Isaac. They became the parents of Esau and Jacob. Isaac inherited the promises God made to Abraham. He lived a peaceful life as a shepherd and was less adventurous than his father and son. His relationship with his sons, especially with Esau and Jacob, plays an important role. Jacob, through the help of Rebekah, deceived Isaac in his old age and received the blessing intended for Esau. In Islam, is regarded as a prophet and a righteous man. Like in the Bible, Isaac's birth is seen as miraculous. He was born when Abraham and Sarah were very old as a result of God's blessing. Isaac is considered a prophet in Islam, and it is believed that God continued Abraham's line of prophecy through Isaac and his descendants. Isaac's son, Jacob Yaqub, is also a prophet in Islam, and Jacob's son, Joseph, is another significant prophet. In Islam, there is a debate over which son Abraham was asked to sacrifice, Ishmael, Isaac, Ishaq. While Islamic tradition generally holds that it was Ishmael who was to be sacrificed, there are some accounts that suggest Isaac. However, the central focus in Islam is on Abraham's unwavering faith in God. Isaac is described as righteous and one who continued his father's legacy of monotheism. The Quran mentions him in several verses as a prophet blessed by God. His descendants, like Jacob and Joseph, played major roles in continuing the lineage of prophets. Isaac continues the covenant made by God with Abraham, and through him, the promise is passed down to future generations. Isaac's story serves as an enduring example of faith, obedience, and the fulfillment of divine promises.